Hey, welcome to BNS About Movies. This is Sam. This week, it's all José Larraz. Let's talk about Whirlpool from 1970.
Beware this house. Beware this swamp. Beware the Whirlpool. It has all the ingredients of a Hitchcock thriller. Plus,
Tagline, and she died with her boots on and not much else. José Ramón Larraz did not do anything subtle. Sarah, played by Pia Anderson, is a woman of a certain age living in the countryside of London with a shutterbug named Theo. In a relationship that has them refer to one another as aunt and nephew. Sarah invites a model named Tullian, played by Vivian Naves, to stay with them and be photographed. The very first session goes poorly, as Tully sees a hooded figure spying on her. She shares that the same thing happened when her friend Rhonda, played by Johanna Hegger, stayed at the house. That something was wrong with the lake. That night, everyone gets drunk, the ladies get naked, Theo and Tulia make love, while Sarah looks at photos of Rhonda, when what she really wanted was a threesome. Things get stranger, and Mr. Peel comes looking for evidence of Rhonda, and Theo sets enough to nearly assault Tulia while he films it. Of course, all is soon is forgiven, and that menage a trois ends up happening. Minutes later, Mr. Field is stabbed to death by Theo, and follows it up by confessing to Tulia that he's a sadist, as he stares at photos of Rhonda being abused by multiple men. She tries to run through the woods, but he catches up to her and snuffs her out. In case you wonder why Roger Ebert said this movie had particularly grisly sort of violence, photographed for its own sake and deliberately relishing in its own ugliness, it made me awfully uneasy. It would be because this is a José Larraz movie. As you can imagine, it was cut to pieces. It was first played in England. It was also released as Perversion Flashlight, and she died with her boots on. This very much feels like the first version of the next movie that we're going to get to, which is the next José Larraz film, which is Symptoms.
Are you suggesting that I murdered Cora by pushing her into the lake? That's absurd. You must be mad.
the mystery of the lake, the secret of the house, symptoms of murder and madness.
Feels like nearly every Larraz movie up to Symptoms was him getting ready for it. And while similar to Repulsion, this has Larraz explore the territory he loves so much. Haunted heroines who may or may not be heroic. Houses filled with dread in the midst of the London countryside. Forbidden, sapphic relationships in an atmosphere of looming menace. Starting with flashes of love and death, and there's always a lake, right? And this time it's filled with the floating dead body of a woman. We meet Helen Ramsey, Angela Pleasance, and Anne Weston, Lorna Hellbaum. Helen has just returned to England after working as a translator overseas. Anne has just broken up with her boyfriend, and they spend an evening in Anne's ancestral manor, deep in the British woods, place overtaken by nature. Before they go to bed, Helen says, "What happens after death?" Well, we're going to find out. There was another woman once named Cora Porter. There's also a mysterious man named Brady, played by Peter Vaughan, who Helen says disgusts her, even as she spies on him. There's that lake that a woman drowned herself in. These are the moments that Larraz feels like he explored before in movies like Whirlpool and The House That Vanished. Is it too soon to talk about 72? As good as his movies had been up to now, Symptoms is really where they come together. Helen is not well, which is an understatement. But the way the movie takes her on as its lead and then subverts her into becoming the antagonist is masterful. Jean Sebring was originally going to play Helen. I don't know if I could handle this. My joy would have been too immense. But she was not part of the British Actors Equity Association. She had to drop out. However, Pleasance is amazing. She referred to Larraz as controlling, said she was hospitalized after an accident on set of The Falling Light. She's the strong center of this incredible film. She and Hellburn remain close personal friends after making this. This is the slowest of slow burns. A movie made really about two people in a house, and that's all it needs. Pleasance is that most perfect of doomed women, unsure of where she is in space and time, only sure that no matter the love that she tries to bring into her world, she will lose it, she will destroy it, and the cycle will begin again.
Last night, I dreamt that they had returned. They were here again, just like in other dreams. This time, I was all confused. I have a feeling that something is about to happen. Something final. Help me.
I consider Symptoms a masterwork. Let's talk about one of the movies that came before this, Scream and Die, Please Don't Go in the Bedroom, Psycho Sex Fiend, The House That Vanished from 1973.
Maybe it's too soon to talk about the summer of '72, that time when Paul and Valerie fell in love at first sight and went right out looking for a place to have an affair. And kept looking until they found the house that vanished. From the company that reminds you, it's only a movie, only a movie, only a movie, only a movie, only a movie.
Are you planning an affair? We can give you 7 good reasons not to have your next affair at the house that vanished. And they're all dead. George, Marcia, Ted, Linda, Ronnie, Alice, Larry. Oh my God, is it too soon to talk about 72? That time Paul and Valerie fell in love at first sight and began searching for a place to have an affair. They kept searching until they found the house that vanished. I mean, does Hallmark releasing even need to tell us that this isn't the great Hitchcock tradition? Trimmed by nearly 15 minutes in the U.S. and given a very similar campaign, actually the exact same as Last House on the Left, this finds Larraz having his favorite toys. There's beautiful, fashionable women in danger, pervy photographers, strange houses in the London countryside, sexual menace and murder. Oh my gosh, soon, as you'll learn, he would throw Satanism into the stew, and it tasted delicious. And if anything, the sheer levels of filth in his movies, oh my gosh, the coming of sin, I mean, just from the poster of a girl bent over with a horse, you're like, this movie's going to go for it. Valerie Jennings, Andrea Allen, is one of those gorgeous women, constantly threatened in every frame of a Larraz movie, starting when she and photographer boyfriend Terry traveled with Shutter and Hubble the home deep in the London woods, a place empty save for a room filming with women's passports. Why? They hide in a closet when a new couple arrives. They're going to be soft swingers and watch them make love until the male dispatches the female with the switchblade, is this Jalo, and she runs, and Terry does too, but she never finds him. She gets to the big city, she finds Terry's car and a modeling portfolio with images of one girl missing. She asks friends Mike and Stella what to do next. They tell her that she and Terry have committed a crime and just don't tell the police. Meanwhile, Mike introduces her to Carl Lanchberry, who is a Larraz villain in numerous movies. Mask Maker, who invites her to dinner with his Aunt Susanna. I'm laughing because it's ridiculous. Maggie Walker. If you've seen enough Larraz movies right now, you know that Aunt and nephew are about to engage in the act of darkness. Life starts falling apart. Terry's car keeps disappearing and reappearing. Valerie's roommate, Lorna, Judy Matheson, who also sleeps nude with her pet monkey, is assaulted and killed. An old man with pigeons moves in downstairs. And when our heroine heads out of town to meet Paul again, she realizes the house that they meet at is the same abandoned house. She's been in it before thanks to the strange taxidermy inside. Seriously, if you go on a date and they tell you to go to an abandoned house with taxidermy, please run. There she finds the bodies of missing. Paul's aunt appears and demands that he kill Valerie. He responds by stabbing the aunt as our heroine runs outside screaming directly into the police while Paul just sits in the void. Why is this movie so scuzzy? Derek Ford wrote it. He also wrote The Legend of Spider Forest, Secret Rights, Corruption, which is not a women's picture.
No woman will dare go home alone after seeing corruption. Therefore, no woman will be admitted alone to this super shocker.
Don't Up Until Christmas, I Am a Groupie, Blood Tracks, The Urge to Kill, Girl from Starship Venus. Larraz came from Spain to England to make movies that seem like they're from Italy and have their origins in Germany and England. That doesn't make you love movies. You have no hope. Finally, the last movie, Severin put this one out, Los Ritos Sexuales de Diablo, Sexual Rights of the Devil, known here as Black Candles.
It almost looks like we're going to celebrate rights to the devil.
Could be, who knows?
The autumn equinox is near, and we celebrate the Sabbath.
Persons of importance are continuously making pacts with the devil. Submission to the church was imposed on us. Submission to the devil was our own free choice.
Satan,
you are the divinity.
There's 84 minutes for José Larraz to go berserk, using the softcore films of the last few years with occult and mental disorder efforts in the early to mid-70s. Supposedly he was embarrassed by this movie. Come on, Jose. Don't be embarrassed. This has other titles, Hot Fantasies, Naked Dreams, and the film also does all it can to make this come true. This is literally non-stop depravity. Lots of weird early 80s licking kissing. I thought that's how you kissed when I was a kid. And even a young girl laying with a goat in the most diabolical of all biblical ways and simulated. Don't get worried, this is an Italian movie. But it does have a lot of satanic majesties requested. The scene was also shot in a historical religious building, so yeah, it's sleazy. I'm happy to see Larraz return to foggy London. Homes filled within and without with ethereal dread, just which as much attention was paid to the supernatural as the sex. The story Carol and her husband Robert should never come back to that ancient family manor filled with devils on the walls, and Fiona, who is ready to corrupt anyone and everyone. That's how Galene from Flores is from the tomb. Or Line, who knows? I'm not Spanish. I mean, how could Robert resist? He's going to get a sword up his butt like that other cultist who screwed everything up. It's got a great title. It's got more than one great title. An incredible poster. It's about sex, Satan, sin, sacrifices. Other reviewers say it gets a little slow as to gloss over the fact this is a movie filled with drug use, incest, evil priests, evil priestesses, and a horny goat. How our lives become so staid and boring that you can't be shocked and beloved those things. This is the kind of movie the churches want to burn, and they can order it from Severin, who has it. Holy cow. I love Larraz. I even love his later VHS era films. I don't care. He's great. Check him out. Start watching his stuff. Watch Black Candles. I mean, even you're going to go to hell after you watch these movies. I mean, that's how it goes. Thanks for listening. Remember, you can write to me at bnspotmovies@gmail.com. You can come to the website, bnspotmovies.com. There is a Ko-fi. I only have like 4 or 5 people. You could be 6. You could be the devil's number. If devil is 6, and man is 5, God is 7, right?